And I heard sirens when I got off the read. So I heard sirens. So sirens can be significant here. So I pulled out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more cards. So I have 10 cards here. 10 is symbolic here. So Giovanni's 18. Somebody seen Giovanni. Giovanni was restricted. He couldn't. He felt trapped. Okay. Double confirmation with that double lock. So somebody said, "Look, Giovanni, you can't leave. You can't go nowhere. You're stuck. Okay. Give me your debit card. Give me some money." Was he taken to an ATM where they were drawing money? They seen him as great fortune. That he had money, or he came from a family that had money. I don't know why they would believe that or think that. Okay, some people go out every day and work a fucking job, so don't mean they're rich. They just get up and go work or business. Might have a business. Um, and they thought that he was fortune. Okay, oh, I hit the jackpot. Okay, I hit the gold mine. Okay. These people he was dealing with were poverty mindset, and also living in poverty. Okay. And they were talking back and forth prior because you got the damn rats there. Okay. So somebody involved in this could have been a darker black male, and or also there could have been 3 individuals or 2. This is the reason why I'm saying this. The 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 rat in this card is a dark black rat, right? And then if you look at the rat in this card, look at that rat. It's a brown rat, right? So the boy could have been brown skin, and one could have been dark skin that was involved with his disappearance, right? Then we have the city. So they could come from a city, but they didn't come from wherever Giovanni came from. Okay, they came from an inner city, had an inner city mentality. They could have been thieving ass motherfuckers, or they could have stole before, and they seen the opportunity with Giovanni. Okay. Now we need to know if this was Giovanni's family. Okay. So I'm gonna get to that. So they thought they hit sudden wealth with Giovanni. Okay. Now Giovanni could be the people involved in this. Number 11 can be symbolic. 18 is definitely symbolic because he was 18. He could be 11 miles from where they last seen him, 37 miles, 73 miles, 26 miles, or 62 miles. Okay. Now these guys came from a city. Okay. So his family on his father's side, his biological father, the sperm donor, his family came from a city that had palm trees. So that would be Florida. Okay. And they seen Giovanni as wealth. So was Giovanni buying stuff for them? Like, oh, let me buy. I got it. I got you. I'll pay for this. This is crazy shit. So they were stealing. Okay, theft. They stole from Giovanni. There's something my mother always said something to me. She said, "A person steal from you can kill you," and it's a true story. Okay, if they steal your identification or they steal any information of you, they can have you killed out here. Okay, and my mother always said that a person that can steal to you, lie to you, can actually have you killed out here. And that's a true statement. Okay, or even try to trick you. Okay, because there's some trickster energy here. But trust me, the ones that can see will always see. The ones that can hear will always hear. Okay, this is my number 2 on Giovanni. So theft, they stole something from him. They could have even stole like something valuable as far as a chain, a watch. Because if you look in this, it looks like this guy has a stopwatch on. them old watches, but Giovanni could have had a watch on and they could have stole something that was of Giovanni's, okay? And they stole it from him. And they thought this was a fucking joke. If you see this fat ass bitch in this card laughing, okay? And then you see this man and they're laughing because they think this is a joke. This is somebody's life we're dealing with. And I heard sirens, okay? As soon as I got off the line, I heard sirens. So that them sirens could be for Giovanni, okay? Just saying. Now, somebody was in a marriage, somebody was in a partnership, okay? Whoever did this, whoever took Giovanni, has Giovanni, murdered Giovanni, kidnapped Giovanni, they made a deal, okay? A bond, okay? A vow, okay? And we got the number 3, so 3 people could have been involved in this. One of the guys is light skin and one is darker. Then we got wealthy man. So who do they think Giovanni came from wealth? I'm just saying, because there's a lot of wealth cards out here, okay? Do they think Giovanni was a wealthy child, a privileged child because he came from a loving home? Just saying, okay? It's just crazy out here. Okay, it's crazy. The children out here that are not loved, they grow up, and the ones that are not loved, they grow up and they wind up hurting people because they were never showed love. And some children that were shown love also hurt people. Okay, just crazy. Okay, I know kids that had everything they needed in life: love, a shelter, home, a roof, food on the table, nice clothes, nice things, and those kids are some ungrateful motherfucking kids too. Okay, so they looked at him as wealth. Okay, he had money. Blue is very symbolic here. Blue is the color and the elements of water. Okay, so blue is showing up in a lot of a lot of these cards. So blue is showing up here. Blue is showing up here. This is water energy. Blue is showing up here. Okay. And blue is showing up here. So somebody is okay. So money went from rich hands to poor hands. So was there a ransom? Did Giovanni? They're like, oh, Giovanni, you gotta give us your money, give us your debit card, because this is obviously what I'm picking up. Okay, this was like robbery. Okay, from meeting his family to being fucking robbed. Okay, this is what happened. Okay, what? Okay, so I have a caught person on my channel. I will talk more about them in my next read, because I'm going to tell you who these occultists are and what they're trying to, how they're trying to get toward to me, and what I was shown about them. Okay, so if the cultists want to join me in the next read, they can, because I'll tell you what I see and who you are and what you're trying to do. Okay, but anyways, so a wealthy man. So they thought Giovanni was wealthy, came from a wealthy family. Okay, and he had to give up the coins, the money. Okay, so they could 2022. They could have his debit card. They need to look at any money transactions. They could be 37. They could be 29, 26 years old, 24 years old, 30, or 27 years old. I feel like there was 3 individuals here. Something with the court system. So was Giovanni adopted? Does anybody know? Was he adopted, or did his mother have full custody? Because I'm seeing a white male and a white woman. So is this his foster parents, adopted parents? They truly loved him. Okay, they loved him, you guys. I don't know if they got him at the age of 3 years old, 11 years old. 13 years old, but they loved him. Okay, they really loved him, and they had the best intentions for him, because obviously his family he came from are poor motherfuckers, not just poor in the physical, but poor in the spiritual. And he was blessed to be loved by these people, to be cared for by these people. And if he was born into this family, his bio family, what a different life he would have had. Okay, truly different life. And I'm hearing chatter. Okay, you know how the mouses like to run around and chatter, chew on shit. Rat energy. So people were already having conversations before they even met Giovanni. Okay. So somebody made a vow, a commitment to do this. I feel like there's 3 individuals we're looking at. He could be 11 miles, he could be 18 miles, he could be 37 miles, 73 miles, 29 miles, 26 miles, 62 miles, 24 miles, 42 miles, 3 miles from where the last place he was at, 13 miles, 31 miles, 30 miles, 3 miles, 27 miles, or 72 miles. Okay? But what I'm getting from this is this is like theft here. They were trying to rob him. Okay? Now I want to know why he sent that message to his mother. Okay? This is Giovanni. And then let me see if I can tell you guys where he was at. So at one point he was at somebody's house. This house could be in the city. There could be a bunch of flowers, palm trees. And this happened at nighttime. This is a lot of night energy here. Night energy. Night energy. Okay. So this took place at night. They could have took out $11,000, $24,000, $29,000, $11, $29, $24, $26, $3, $300, $18, $13, $30, $37. This is all about money. The cops are on to them. They should be 22. Official officer wants to know what happened to him. I want to know what happened. So they know more than what they're saying. So if these people think they got away with it, 3 individuals, 3 males, they got nothing coming. Okay? Now I need to know where his body is or if he's alive. That's all we need to know, ancestors. Is he alive or dead? I heard sirens. And this is for entertainment purposes, and I hope his family gets this video and they watch it. If I have to, I will send them the video myself. Okay? And I will reach out to the police department and talk to them. Okay? Where's his body at? Where's his body at? We got blue. So the blue is the color of water. The element of water. Where's his body at? So his body is in the body of water. Because we have the blue, the Yamaha. Blue is the color of water. They did this for money. That's why he texted his mom and they got his debit card. I told you guys, I cannot make this shit up. Follow the money and you'll find it out exactly who did this. And this was family. I'm hearing La Familia or family. This wasn't his real family. This wasn't his family. These motherfuckers were not his family. And they have a debt they need to pay. The debt is to arrest them and lock their asses up. Okay? He's in the body of water. And I pray he's not. Because I heard them sirens, so they were rushing. the sirens, the ambulance. So he's gonna be put into the ambulance. And the blue is here again. So money. So how did he die? Okay, and he reached out to his mom. His intuition was kicking in, because they told him, give me your money. Okay, give me your money. Okay, the cops are on to this shit. You think they're not? Run if you want, because they're gonna catch your ass. You have a debt. Okay, you have a debt, and it may not be. You may think this debt is just physical, but no, baby. This debt you owe is spiritual. Somebody says his body was found in a retention pond. That makes sense. That's why the blue's there, and they did this for money. That's why I seen the blue. And they did this. This is they robbed him. They have his debit card. So who has his debit card? Okay. And they could have even asked him what his PIN was, and they took out. So any withdrawal of money, they need to follow the money, and that they'll find out who murdered him. Okay, this is a homicide. There was a female there. A female witnessed this, knows more about this. So there's 4 individuals. So it'll be Giovanni, the light-skinned guy, light-skinned black guy, dark-skinned black guy, light-skinned female. She could be of Caucasian race, or Hispanic race, but the males are definitely black. There's a black light-skinned guy and a dark-skinned black guy, okay, and Giovanni. So, and the female. So it was a female, white, Latin, she couldn't have been, or black, light-skinned, a dark-skinned male, black, and a brown-skinned, light-skinned, black male. So you got a dark-skinned black male, a light-skinned black male, a female that's either Hispanic, white, or light-skinned black. Okay? Oh, that makes sense. His mom is white and his father's side is in prison. There you go. Okay? So we already know. Okay? What we're dealing with. So it wasn't good for him to meet his father's side. Okay? Because they're a bunch of losers for entertainment purposes. And this is Jennifer Phillips reading. And this is on Giovanni. Okay? So he was robbed. Okay? They could have found him by some, there's water here and wooded area. So he was found by a wooded area, by a tunnel. Okay. Now the water goes out to either a river or a pond. That's where his body was found or found. They traveled some distance to put his body there, but they really didn't travel that far because his body is found. And I feel like his intuition was kicking in. Okay. And these people are liars. Their fucking asses need to go to jail. They need to be charged. And they're going to try to keep these secrets, but they're not going to keep the secrets. He was on the beach at one time, okay? 2 people came into agreement. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to rob him and take what he got, okay? They were partying, okay? I see something that's laced up, and I'm like, woo, okay? And they did this because they were jealous. Okay, they were jealous of him. Ain't this some shit? These motherfuckers. Jealous of his light, jealous because he's loved and they're not. What kind of shit is that? So they were jealous of him. They were partying. I'm seeing like some smoke, okay, but not pure smoke. Some lace shit, okay. And 2 people made a deal. Okay, we're going to do this. Now, how did he die? He was at the beach at some point. Okay, they're going to keep these secrets. They think they are, but they're going to be arrested. Okay, they were jealous of him. Okay, so there was 3 people involved in this: a dark-skinned male, dark-skinned black male, light-skinned black male, and there's also a female involved in this. Okay, she knows exactly what the fuck happened. Okay, these 3 people need to be charged for the murder of Giovanni. Okay, this was a robbery. Okay. His body was found by some water, okay? The water is a sewer system, so there's a sewer system out. It could be by a pond. The water is going out, so It could be like a tunnel over it, a pond that where the water goes out. They walked a couple miles in, okay, dropped his body, and God rest his soul, okay, rest his soul, rest his spirit. This is so sad. Is there a message you want to give to your parents? He just went to meet his real dad. This is some crazy shit right here, okay, crazy. And somebody turned their back on him. His own fucking family. I can't. You guys, I can't. Just because you're family don't make you family. If you're born in a family, it doesn't make them blood. It doesn't make them family, okay? They will set your ass up too, okay? They will set your motherfucking asses up out here, okay? Family. The ones you call family will set your asses up. So sad. I'm sick of these sacrifices through water. Yes. They use the body. They use the element of water. Now I need to know how. Like, do they strangle him? Because I'm getting like, these people will be charged with the court system. They're on to them. I don't really want to say much about this, but they could be. There's 3 people involved in this. We should know something by the 13th, 22nd, 30th of this month, or 18th of this month, or by the 3rd of next month. Okay? So we should be getting some answers to this. Okay? Yes, these families, I'm sick of Tracy. I'm so sick of these damn families and fake ass friends and fake ass foes. That's why I don't have no friends. I don't trust nobody out here. Okay, but somebody turned their back on him, and I feel like this was a family member that turned their back on him, and this is so sad. He's, oh my God, you guys, I can't. This ain't family. They were jealous of him. This ain't family. Maybe he seen that girl, and that girl was, because he's nice looking. Okay, maybe these guys were jealous. Oh, she's paying him more attention, and not paying me attention, and it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. But I'm seeing something lace, and it looks like a blunt to me, some weed. And this was family. This was his own family. Look at this. I can't make this shit up. His family set his ass up. Now this is his mother, father, and that would be Giovanni in the middle. And obviously his mother didn't set this shit up, okay, because he was asking her for help. So his father's side of the family is who they need to look to, okay, because he considered these people family. He had love for these people he never even met, because he wanted to be loved so much, but he was already loved in his own environment. It's crazy. Somebody turned their back. They made a decision to turn their back on him, look, and walk away. But they're going to meet their fate. Trust me when I tell you, they're going to meet their fucking fate. Okay? They are going to meet their fate. Okay? Everybody will meet their fate in this life or the next. We all have to face death. We are already dead. We have died multiple times, but we all have to look death in its face. Okay? Some people are not going to like what they're going to see. And some people will. Okay? Not everybody goes to the same places. Okay? So these people were considered his fucking family. Look at this. Oh, gosh. This was, give me one more card on this. So his body was found. So somebody in his family knows on his father's side. They need to come forward. There's a dark-skinned male here. The mom is Caucasian. I see 3 people involved in his murder. Now, how did they murder him? How did they murder him? How was he murdered? Was he drowned in the body of water? Somebody was even watching his Facebook before he got to Florida. I can't, you guys. I can't do this shit anymore. They were watching his social media. Oh, man. They have some piece of jewelry of his and his debit card. They need to file the money. They need to file the money. How did he drown? Did they submerge him in water? Okay, they need to look at the hotel motel. There's evidence there. Somebody was considered his caregiver, but is not his caregiver, so this would be family. His dad is black, so look to his dad's side of the family. So he was supposed to go into somebody else's care. Somebody picked him up that was considered the father's family. That's who they need to look to, okay? Because these were considered caregivers, okay? This is my dad's family. They're supposed to look after me, watch over me, and the whole time they wanted to rob me and steal from me and murder me. What kind of shit is this? But they need to look through the money. His debit card transactions will tell there should be some kind of, if they see him at the ATM, they make him go to the ATM, withdraw money. So there's money withdrawal from the ATM, okay? They found him in water. There's a female, there's 3 people accomplices to this murder. They were jealous of him. They were partying. I'm seeing something lace in their secrets. And these 3 people were going to try to take these secrets with them, but they're not because the cops don't want to them for entertainment purposes. Okay. And he was partying, yes, with these fake foes. Okay. How did they kill him? Hotels here. So there's some evidence in the hotel motel. I'm seeing him being submerged. Do they submerge him into the water? Jealousy. And he was missing. Okay. Could have been the girl, could have been giving him more attention, and she came with these guys. Because he was a nice looking kid. They have his jewelry, you guys. He felt trapped. That's why he reached out to his mother and said, help me. Okay. He felt trapped. He couldn't go nowhere. They threatened him. He's crossed over. There's birds. Some birds are real, some birds are fake. One of the guys might like to whistle. Like, you know how some kids like to whistle? One of the guys, they might whistle. Like, just a habit they have of whistling. When they walk or when you're around them, they just might whistle out of nowhere. Okay? How did they kill him? I don't know why I'm seeing somebody submerge. Motel, hotel. Okay, so this came out twice. So they killed him at the motel, hotel? And then took his body and threw it in the pond? Give me another clarification card. That came out twice. So there's some evidence at a hotel, motel of his murder. Or evidence left behind, but they have some kind of jewelry of his. Okay, so this was a crime, a passion. Okay, I wouldn't call this passion. And road, they left by road. So there might be some surveillance out there. They put him in water, so I feel like he was immersed in the body water. So you know how you put somebody's head in the water? This is what I'm seeing. So if he was merged in the water, and his head is moving, and then all of a sudden his head stops moving. So that's what happened. They put him in and he was by a wooded area. And he is a child double confirmation. One of these guys or girls, the girl that's involved, she might even have a child, and He was a gift. Okay, he was a gift to his parents. He was a gift to others. I'm seeing somebody's head being submerged. Like, you know how you just pushing the head in the water? So did they submerge him in the water and then dropped his body off? They dropped his body off, so he drowned by water. So they submerged his head into the water. Why are these people in evil? Because maybe we're in hell. Maybe this is hell, a part of hell. Okay, these people have no souls. They step away from Christ conscious. They have no Christ conscience. These people are evil. Some of these entities are not even human. So we're dealing with non-human and humans that have no soul, no spirit, and they take a form of somebody else, and they become El Diablo, um, and we're in a lower dimension, okay? And they're keeping us trapped on this. I wouldn't say it's the worst dimension, but hey, this shit is pretty bad out here, okay? And it's sad. So you know how when the CIA used to have a program and they used to take your head and submerge you in the water. That's what I'm seeing. His head going up and down in the water and just being pushed in the water. So, and my condolence to his family that truly loved him and truly cared about him, because he was loved. He knows he was loved, and he wants to send love to his mother. This is sad. His intentions, everything he did with love, like real love here. Okay, he did it with real love. There was no ill bone in his body. Some people don't like you because of your true light. There's a false light and there's a real light. Okay, a lot of people carry a false light. Okay, and he truly carried the real light. Okay, and that's why they were coming after his ass. Okay, and they were jealous. Okay, they seen him. He was loved. Look at this jealousy. He was loved. They thought he came from money. And his parents could have just worked a normal job, just trying to make ends meet. He came from a loving home. Okay, people that loved him, they really cared about him. Okay, he died in Florida. This shit is crazy. There's a lot of emotions right now. A lot of emotions. But he definitely was in water. But something took place at the motel hotel. So wherever motel hotel, even a house. At some point, he was at somebody's house. It could have been a blue house. Their house could have been colored blue. Let me see this house. There's palm trees. This happened in Florida. So at some point, he was in somebody's house. He was at a motel hotel at some point. He traveled by car. He called these people family. Family, my fucking ass. Yeah, he crossed, you guys. He took a journey from North Carolina to fucking Florida to die. I can't, you guys. I just can't. These people are sick. Fucking, they have something of his. So they can have some kind of necklace of his, watch of his. Look at a pawn shop. One of the guys could have face hair. One of the guys could have face hair, like a mustache that comes from like here to here. But he's no longer here. They found him in water. So he's sending love to his mother. And that they did this for greed. All right, this is the read I got on him, you guys. This is sad. I can't. To his mother, I want to say I'm sorry for your loss. Could you imagine a child just wanting to be with their father? I can't. Some of these people y'all don't need to seek out. You don't need to seek these people out, okay? Um, because you're gonna seek some shit out and find some shit out, and this is what happened. People watch your back out there. This is evil society. Yes, we are living in an evil society. The house, I told you. The house could be like um an orange, bluish. It could have like a little gate. But it don't look like this house. That's for sure. Okay. So at one point he was in a motel hotel, and at one point he was at somebody's house. Okay. And I see something that's lace, like marijuana. And he took a journey, okay, to come to Florida to meet his family. Um, and crossing has happened. His pathway is clear. Okay, he's going somewhere where there's real light. Okay, not false light. He could send in the future his mother. Butterflies or birds. I'm hearing this bird chirp. Um, in the coffin, they will bury him. Okay. I can't, you guys. I can't. I cannot. When I tell you, I cannot. Okay. I want to send my condolence to his family. I really do. Especially his family that loved him and cared about him. There will be people going to jail. There's false people that are involved in this. There's a woman involved. Like I said, she could be Caucasian. She could be Hispanic. She's very light skinned. Now the two males, this guy had the false mask on. Considered family, was not family. There's three people involved in his murder, but the actual did it was the males. The two males came into agreement and they said we're going to do this. Okay, we for greed and money, and they really didn't get that much. So we will get closure on this. They will be going to jail. I feel like there's three of them: female, two male, one dark skin, one light skin. This is a read I got on him, you guys. This is so sad. Okay, he came to Florida to be murdered, and this is what happened. He came here to enjoy himself on the beach, meet family, and he came across thieves, thieving ass motherfuckers, and they should fucking pay for what they have done. Okay, and they will pay. Giovanni, I send my condolences out to Giovanni, Pelletier's family. I'm so sorry for your loss. You had a handsome son. He was truly loved. He went to the real light, not this no false light. There's two lights out here. You have people that carry false light and people that carry real light. And he truly carries real light, and where he's going is into the real light, not the false light. Okay? This is Jennifer Felix Readings, you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to send my condolences to the Giovanni family. This is so sad. Okay? So sad. You can't trust anybody, not even family. Not friends, not family. And people like, Jen, why would you say this? I do readings like this all the time. Okay? And the shit I see in the spiritual and physical, it's unreal. Okay, it's unreal. The people that will try to backstab you and set your ass up, and they think you don't know. Okay, I'm gonna come back on with a reading. I'm gonna take a break. About these occultists. Okay, that they thought they could come after me, and they tried to set people in my path, right? And I was being gang stalked, and they thought they can send people in my path, and the people wouldn't be revealed to me, but the people they're revealed to me. Okay, so everybody has intuition, okay? Everybody has intuition. He knew something was not right. He knew something was wrong. He was reaching out to his mother. She couldn't get to him. And we let our children out here and fuck these fake family members. Don't go searching for love. Love yourself. And he truly did love himself. But he just wanted to know who his father's family were. And they were a bunch of fucking poverty, grief, greedy, poverty people. Okay? They came from nothing and they're going to die with nothing. Okay? And they're going to go to jail with nothing. Okay? And in Florida, they will be going to jail. Now you guys just seeing how I just put the deck. They should get the death penalty. Okay? Yes, they should get the death penalty. They need to bring the death penalty back. I truly believe in the death penalty. I believe that they need to bring the death penalty back, and they need to, for predators, murderers, if they really did the crime, they need to do the fucking time. Okay? All right, this is Jennifer Phillips readings. Once again, I'm going to send my condolences out to the Giovanni Pelletier family. This is so sad, you guys. So sad. 18 years old. 18. Didn't even have a chance. Didn't have a chance. Thank you guys for joining me. This will be for members only, so you guys are watching this now, but I'll be back on 41. I want to talk about these occultists and what I've seen. These occultists that run this realm, and how they're trapping souls, and how they're coming after true spiritual people, and how they're sending people in your life that are false, to distract you, and not just distract you, get information on you. Okay? And they think that you won't know or figure them out, but we always figure them out. We always know who they are, right? There's a saying, you have to play the fool to be the fool. Okay? It's a true saying. We have to play the fool to be the fool. Okay? Just don't think that we're kind. We have a kind heart and we're not playing the fool out here. Because in my line of work, I'm always playing the fucking fool. Okay? All right? This is Jennifer Phillips readings. This is my read I got on Giovanni. Rest his soul. God rest his soul. And he's going to the true light, not the false light. Okay, you guys? All right. Thank you. Ashe.